Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Live Highlight in the Magic City on the Highlight Channel. I'm Stu Nyman. As always, I am joined by Andrew Bleckman, and together we will cover every point played today. All Mutuals wagering is now open on today's 8-game performance. Each of today's 8 games will offer Win Play Show, Quinella Exacta, and Trifecta wagering. We have a daily double, one of them that begins in game 1. 2 pick threes, an early pick 3 and a late pick 3. We also have the high-paying high 5 jackpot pick 5 wager with a $2,000 guarantee. Correctly pick the winners at games 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If you do so correctly, have the only ticket that does so, you'll cash in on the high 5 with its $2,000 guarantee. Sorry for the interruption, folks. I had to admonish the players because they're all rambunctious because it's raining outside. The mature, good people that we have playing for us, they're our partners, they're our friends, but sometimes it's like herding cats. Andrew, I talked about the high 5, right? $2,000 guarantee. You heard me say something about that, right?
High 5, yeah.
Okay, all right. So we have that. Let's skip to the scratch, shall we?
Yeah.
We have 1 scratch in today's performance. That affects game 1 and game 3. Kubala is scratched in his 2 scheduled appearances today. Once again, Kubala is the scratch in his 2 scheduled appearances today. Game 1, post 4, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Benny. Game 1, post 4, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Benny. There are no scratches in games 2. Game 3, post 4, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Benny. Game 3, post 4, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Benny. So in both games 1 and 3, in the backcourt, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Benny. Online wagering is available at watchandwager.com, or if you're in the state of Connecticut, mywinners.com. Placing a bet, not necessary in order for you to enjoy all that we have in store for you today. With all this in mind, make your wagers as early as possible within scheduled post times and sit back and relax. Post time for game number 1 is now just less than 7 minutes away. And don't forget, we will have Battle Court being played today at 5 p.m. I know the Devils are involved because I do know that Kubala will be playing Battle Court today. He is scratched only for Pelota. So we'll answer that question right off the bat. Andrew, greetings. How are you?
Hello,
it's loud.
Stu.
It's not just me, right?
No, it's a loud day.
It's a loud day. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that I'm not being unreasonable.
No, it was particularly loud when we got in and while you were talking and trying to give the people their much needed information.
Yeah. It's not their fault. It could be one of those things where I'm just a nice guy and I keep my mouth shut and I don't say anything. It's like, hey, guys, hey, could you be quiet? Could you be quiet? Could you be quiet? Right. And you could do that for years.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's not until you start screaming, cursing, and throwing up fines and doing the old highlight thing, shut your effing mouth and yeah, and then people go, I can't believe you said that to me.
It's amazing, right? Yeah.
You've heard it.
Yeah.
You've heard it.
See it all the time.
I mean, it's highlight.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
As our friend Nate says, God bless highlight.
God bless highlight. Absolutely right.
How are you, by the way?
You know what, Stu? I'm doing well. Yesterday was as exciting as you could get. You have a game day coming down to the final point, match point for a team basically to keep their playoff hopes alive.
100%.
And the Warriors did just that, winning that match courtesy of Alex and Bradley, and still alive. That's the only way I can say. Still going, and one more game day left for the Warriors against the Chargers before we close out the regular season. The Warriors, they got themselves a chance to make the playoffs. Tonight, you mentioned it will be the Devils. They'll be playing the Fireballs. So big game day for 2 teams up towards the top, looking for playoff positioning. And those, some buys are number 1 seeds going into the playoffs. Again, the playoff format for Battle Court is it's a best of 7 series, if you will. So the first team to win 4 matches will advance. All 6 doubles teams will play. In the event that we are tied 3-3 after those 6 matches, there will be a 1-set tiebreaker determined by the higher seeded team. So that's why a game day like tonight is particularly important, because if perhaps the Devils and Fireballs make it to the championship, this game day could be the difference and decides who picks that tie-breaking match. So we'll see. That begins at 5 p.m. tonight. 8 Pelota games before that. As we do before the first game of all performances, we have this video that will explain the scoring format, which today, as every day, is Spectacular 7 scoring.
Spectacular 7 singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys. Those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 7 points wins the game.
And we're back here 3 minutes from the start of game number 1, Stu.
Everybody should be as lucky as I am to work with someone as patient as Andrew. Because, I mean, the way things work nowadays, and I understand, and we make no political statements, we have no political opinions here in Highlight whatsoever. If we do, no one knows it. That's besides the point. Is that what Andrew has been subjected to on occasion, not directly by me, but coming out of my mouth, is, something that you would probably go to HR and say, hey, the guy that I work with, a little wacky, a little cranky, and occasionally verbally aggressive, and it bothers me, and I think that this may be a hostile work environment.
No, I wouldn't say that.
But folks, folks of your generation, it's
they
like
may feel attacked.
See, like okay, so and to clarify, because I don't know that everybody's entirely familiar. Well, let's see how many people. 45 people watching. I'm pretty sure all 45 people know the dynamic back here. Yeah. I am recently 56 years old, and I've been doing the highlight thing since 1991 as a career, due to a series of choices that I made earlier than that. Andrew, you're in your 6?
Yeah,
5, 6?
Yeah, I think
something like that.
Wow. You're 6.
And he had options and choices, lots of options and choices. So
I think that's what they wanted you to think. That's how they sold you.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So we got this guy. He could go anywhere he wants, but he's going to choose to come here to Highlight. But I'd say it worked out. I'm having a great time, Stu.
You see Ron back there? Did you see?
I did see him scoop one between the legs.
And why? Because Ikeda in front of him now. You see, Ikeda likes to do it during the game. And Ikeda and I play this little game. So it's like people are betting on you. No trick nonsense because you feel like it. And so it's like, but what happens if I catch it? Okay, if you catch it, what happens if you miss it? It's going to cost you $50 and a fine. So if you win the game, when you would normally get $100, you're only going to get half if you miss a scoop between the legs. So scoop at your own risk.
Well said.
I think it's fair.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair system. Clock winding down here. Again, a reminder of the scratch post 4. Kubala is out in Pelota. He will be playing Battle Court, but Benny goes in for Kubala. CRB and Benny, the 4 team now in game number 1. That's a scratch. Let's play.
We are ready to play our first game. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points. Serving in the red shirts. Post 1, we have El Barba Gallo. Receiving in the blue of post 2, Cool Fitness and Ben. El Barba serves. We begin. Rebote saved by Gallo. Nicely played. Cool Fitness hard from the forehand. Here's the backhand by El Barba. Good catch by Cool Fitness again. Hard forehand on the return. Gallo to the inside. Ben up high. Great catch. Here's the backhand. Ball tip, point 1. One team first up on the board here in our first game. Well played by all 4 players. Start things off. Receiving the white shirts of post 3. Bueno in Tennessee. Cortada serve lands in and scores for El Barba, point 1. Green shirts of post 4. In the front court is CRB, substituting for Kubal in the backcourt, Benny. Benny ready for that serve. Here's the backhand. Rebote for El Barba. To the inside, Benny's there. El Barba for the Rebote. Drop shot, Rebote by El Barba. Wow. Point 1. One with 3 points. Receiving in the black shirts of post 5. Jedden and Cabrera. Big backhand by Cabrera. Rotate forehand to the inside. Forehand Rebote by El Barba. Cabrera's on it at the 7 line. Powerful backhand. El Barba calls Gallo off. Cabrera's there. Rebote by Gallo. Gallo from the 9 line. Backhand 2-all. Caught in the air by Jedden. Gallo goes wall to wall from the left side. Jedden. Powerful forehand Rebote. Caught by Gallo. Rebote hooked. Point 1. Again, well played by all 4 players. 4 points for the 1 team. El Barba and Gallo. Receiving. Yellow shirts of post 6. Flores and Arta. Here's backhand by Arta. Catch on the bounce by Gallo. Arta, backhand from the 8 line. Point 1. 1 with 5 points. Now receiving in the pink shirts of post 7. Team of Julian and Ron. There's a backhand by Ron. Catch by Gallo. Ball gets by Gallo on the forehand. Point goes to the 7. That was a fine 5 straight points for post 1. El Barba and Gallo. Julian will take over the serve. Receiving. Purple shirts post 8. Ikeda and Bradley. Ikeda picks the serve. Backhand. Ron's there. Rotate forehand by Keita. Caught by Julian. Bragley from the 12 line. Ron's there. Robote, forehand by Julian to the inside. Bragley from the 12 line, backhand. That took off, hit the overhead screen. Just out of play, point 7. Last point of the first round goes to the pink shirts of post 7. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, blue of post 2. Cool Fitness and Ben. Ben, great catch. Made deep in the backcourt. Here's Ron. Rotate forehand. Julian's on it. Takes it on the bounce. Rotate left side. Right up the middle. Caught on the forehand of Julian. Ben, Robote save. Julian in the box. Scoop by Ben. Here's the backhand. Ron's there. Ron goes deep. Robote coming out. Cool Fitness. Drop shot, Robote. Julian got it. Rifles it inside, and it scores. Well played, point 7. Seven with 4 points. Here's post 3. Bueno in Tennessee. Tennessee from the forehand. There's a backhand bind. Tennessee to the inside. Ron's there. Ron. Powerful backhand right up the middle. Bueno. Robote up the middle. Julian comes cross court. Backhand. Tennessee. Robote save. Scoop by Tennessee. Here's the backhand. Ball tipped by Ron at the 13 line. Point goes to the 3. Bueno will take over the serve. Green shirts a post 4 return. CRB with Benny. There's a backhand, low and hard by Benny. Robote, save, attempt, fell short, point 4. CRB will take over the serve. He and Benny have 2 points. Receiving, black shirts at post 5, Jedden and Cabrera. Cabrera on the backhand. CRB gets in there, makes the Robote save. Cabrera from the 9 line to the back wall. Robote by CRB, beautifully played inside. Benny on the bounce, backhand from the 10. Low runner, scoop by Cabrera. Powerful backhand by Cabrera. Benny's on it. Big backhand by Benny. Robote coming out. Jedden. Robote save on the forehand. Here's Benny. Right side. Low to the inside. Cabrera's there. CRB. Robote save. Quick bounce. Picked up by Cabrera. Midcourt. Stopped by Benny. Great catch by Cabrera at the sidewall. Hard to the inside. Benny looking for Robote. Plays it high. Powerful backhand by Cabrera. Jedden in the air. Wall to wall from the left side. Powerful backhand by Cabrera. Robote coming out. Cabrera midcourt. Fine catch. Low runner scooped up by Cabrera. Great catch. Here's the backhand. Robote save. Jen has it on the forehand. What a catch by CRB. Passing Cabrera. Cabrera, rebote save, falls short. Again, a tremendous play by all four players. Point 4. Four on the board with 4 points. Here's post 6. Flores and Arta. Here's a backhand by Arta, powerfully thrown. CRB looking for Rebote about the 4 line. Ball tipped. Point 4. Ladies and gentlemen, this game is locked. 4 has 6, 1 has 5. CRB is serving to El Barba and Gallo for the game. Gallo keeps it on the forehand, comes over the top. CRB takes it in the air. Rebote forehand by El Barba, well played. Caught by Benny. Gallo powerfully from the forehand passes Benny. CRB, Rebote saved to the outside. El Barba, great catch. Hard throw, Benny's there. Gallo goes to the floor. That's in the overhead screen. That is point and game to the green shirts of post 4. CRB and Benny. No playoff here. 4 wins it, 1 places, 7 shows. Unofficial order finish 4-1-7. Your prices will be up in a moment.
Who is that?
4-1-7 is now official for game number 1, post 4. CRB and Benny. Benny subbing for Kubala to get the win. Post 1. Barba and Gallo take second. Post 7. Julian and Ron come in third. 4 to win returns $13.20. $2 bet. The Quinella 1-4, 35-40. Trifecta 4-1-7 returns $332.40. Up next, you guessed it, game 2. Spectacular 7 scoring. Will be a singles match coming up. Game 2 will begin the early pick 3 in today's performance. To play the pick 3, pick the winners of games 2, 3, and 4 to cash in on the early one. There will be a late pick 3 also beginning in game 6. Post time for our second game, which is scratch free. It's just about 5 minutes. Good luck.
I found the culprit.
You know,
So we addressed the chatty part. Then there was the music. Then there was the music part.
You know, the chatty I get.
The loud chatty.
I've sat here for 6 years. I haven't heard Kesha that clearly coming through a phone speaker.
And do you know where it was coming from?
No.
It was literally coming from the workout area on the back wall.
Wow. It legitimately felt like someone was on the bench.
Player will remain nameless.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
But,
It wasn't a bad
It's
thing.
like, you know, folks, so you understand the environment. You know, you see the court, you may see the top of, well, my head, because I'm shorter than Andrew, and you may see Andrew's face gleaming through the back wall, but we're basically in a metal box. Sound in this area, the acoustics of the area are conducive to loud noises. We'll put it that way. Have we said hi to our friends in the chat? I don't think so. I think we've been so distracted.
Screwed that up.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. Steve, Michael, Mo, Jason, Rastock, Matthew. Hello. How about it's Benny Buono's birthday? Did you know? You already texted him.
I did. I have not texted him. I was going to text him in between, probably. Yes, I was probably going to text him in between.
SCRB stepping up in game number 4. He's been playing well, and a good day to get in form because they'll be playing Battle Court later tonight. His Devils against the Fireballs. And we do, I got 3 minutes here till game 2, Stu. For any new highlight fans joining us for the first time, we do have a video here that explains how the sport is played.
The main rule of highlight is simple. Players must catch and return the ball in one fluid motion. Sounds easy enough, right? So how do you win? You can win a matchup simply if your opponent overserves, underserves, or serves the ball out of bounds. On the flip side, your opponent wins the matchup if the serve is so good that you fail to catch and return the ball to the front wall. If your opponent fails to catch the ball before it bounces twice on the ground, or if your opponent's cesta makes contact with the ball but doesn't catch it, then, in both of those cases, you win the matchup. You can also win a matchup if the ball bounces around in your opponent's cesta during an attempted catch. This is called juggling, and it's illegal in highlight. Another way to win a matchup is if your opponent throws the ball and it lands out of bounds on its return from the wall. The overall game strategy for a highlight player is to make it difficult for an opponent to reach the ball in time or to execute a rebuttal play.
And we're back here 2 minutes from the start of that second game. Game 2, reminder, is scratch free.
Yes, it is. And yes, on behalf, I think I can say, yeah, on behalf of
What?
Magic City Highlight, Andrew Bleckman, myself, Juan Ramon Arasate, Battle Court Highlight, and the World Highlight League, a very happy and healthy birthday to Benny Bueno. Former Miami Highlight great, fan favorite at Fort Pierce at the beginning and end of his playing career. And now, the legend of Dania. All-around good guy.
Yeah, you know, there are some people you come across, or every person you talk to says something positive about him, and Benny is just, I mean, he's one of those guys, and he'll talk to everybody, too.
100%. Absolutely.
Had, you know, obviously less interaction than you have, but the limited time I've spoken, he's just been nothing but class, truly professional, and easy guy to talk to. So, happy birthday, Benny.
Time to begin game 2. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. It's played to 7 points, and points will double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirt at post 1, Bradley. Receiving blue at post 2, Arta. There's the serve. Game 2 has begun. Rebote forehand. Caught by Arta. 2-all by Arta. Opens and scores. Point 2. And our next matchup, Arta is serving to the white shirt at post 3. The quick-footed Jedden. Point 2. My bad, sorry. Green shirt at post 4. Cabrera receives. That's why we need it quiet in here, so you can concentrate. Exactly, my point. Here's a backhand by Cabrera, powerfully thrown wall to wall. Rebote. Cabrera was ready for it. Here's the right side. Great catch by Arta. Good positioning. Backhand to the inside. That ball tipped to the outside. Point 4. Well played by Arta and Cabrera. Black shirt to post 5. Ron receives. Mrs. Bragley, welcome to the chat. I've been working on the whole Bragley thing. Really working on saying it correctly. Rebote gets away, hits the overhead screen, point 5. Yellow shirt at post 6, Gallo receives. Jared Schumann, welcome to the chat. And yes, happy Tuesday to you too as well. Gallo on the backhand to the inside. Ron's there. Backhand, low and hard. Rebote forehand. Scoop by Ron. Here's the backhand. 2-all, big bounce. Point 6. Pink shirt of post 7, CRB receives. Rebote forehand by Gallo. Inside placement scores, point 6. Here's the backhand by Bueno. Rebote. Forehand by Gallo. Bueno. Foot up on the wall. Here's the backhand. Rebote save by Gallo. Bueno from the 7 line. Low and hard to the inside. Scooped up by Gallo. Bueno midcourt. Forehand to pass. 2-all with a light touch. Did not make it. Point 8. Forehand by Bueno. Here's a backhand by Bragley. Catch by Bragley. Here's the backhand. Point 8. Bueno with 3 points, serving to the white shirt at post 3, Jedden. Here's a backhand by Jedden. Bueno on the catch. Rebote to the 8 line. Hard throw by Jedden, caught by Bueno. Bueno low and hard to the inside, scoop by Jedden. Bueno from the 9 line to the inside. Jedden's there. Point 8. Bueno's gone straight points to 5 and a possible game point. Trying to stop him, the blue at post 2. Arta. Here's the backhand by Arta. Rebote. Forehand by Bueno. Costado, 2-all, lands in and scores. Point 2. Green at post 4. Cabrera receives. B-Say Pete, yeah, took It took Lopez a while to adjust to the court. Takes some players longer than others. I think the longer you've been playing traditional at that level, the more difficult the transition is. That's a beautiful 2-all executed by Cabrera to score, point 4. For 3 points, here's post 5, Ron. Also, Lopez in particular has a left side that is made for unusually large, even traditional highlight courts like Mexico City and Guernica. That does not necessarily serve him well here, but it did in World Super Court. Beautiful catch by Ron. Here's the backhand 2-all. The Guillermina will score, point 5. 5 with 3 points, here's post 7, CRB. Had a bit of a difficult. Rotate forehand by Ron. Here's a backhand. Scoop by CRB. Backhand by Ron to the inside. Robote. Robote forehand is up. Robote hits the overhead screen, point 5. Ron has possible game point. Trying to stop him is Gallo. Also, unusually, was a bit of a surprise. Olron had a bit of a difficult time adjusting to the court as well. But again, these guys have had, you know, multi-year careers. But then take a look at Urrutia and Lalu this year. Younger players, less professional time, quicker adjustment. I think we're beginning to see what the formula for Magic City is. Catch by Gallo. Here's the backhand. Point and a game to the black shirt of post 5, Ron. No playoff again. 8 places, 2 shows. Unofficial order finish 5-8-2. Prices will be up in a moment. Winning game 2, post 5, Ron taking second. Post 8, Bueno coming in third. Post 2, Arta, 5-8-2. Official order finish for game 2. There are your prices. The daily double, 4-5, $14.40. $2 on 5 to win, $8.60. $2 Quinella, 5-8, $37. Trifecta, 5-8-2, $324.20. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is game number 3. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. It's played to 7 points, and points will double after the first round of play. Game 3 also begins the high 5 for today. The high 5 is a pick 5 wager. Correctly pick the winners of games 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If you do so correctly, and have the only ticket that does so, you'll cash in on today's high 5 with a $2,000 guarantee. There is a scratch, game 3, post 4 in the backcourt. Scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Benny. Game 3, post 4. Scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Benny. Post time. Now just over 6 minutes away. Good luck. So we always have an opportunity here. Yes, letting you into a little behind-the-scenes action. We always have an opportunity to chat, either between Andrew and myself, or between us and the chat. Switch, 3-4, please. And since there's spirited conversation in the chat, let's chat. See, Tampa T-Town, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. just trying to catch up with the conversation. So St. Pete is very much in the conversation, kind of generally. Yes, that is what we did see, is that, so there's a couple things that are absolutely true about Highlight. And this I'm speaking about from personal experience. The older you are in life when you pick up Highlight, the more difficult it is to master. Just kind of a statement of fact. And that was proven out. I mean, I used to see that when I used to work at North Miami Amateur when I was a kid. But then we kind of saw that happen with the development of the Magic City program. The younger players took to it a bit more quickly than some of our older players who started in their late 30s. It was a bit more difficult where that's concerned. So there's just this question of, I don't even think it has to do with age, so to speak. I think it has to do with learning and just getting muscle memory to do specific things. So yes, when you're Lopez and you are, without question, one of the best backcourters of all time, one of the best highlight players of all time in the history of the sport, by every measure that does exist in highlight, every competition that's been held over the course of 18 years. And then you come to Magic City.
Switch, please. 5-6.
Then you come to Magic City. There's many things that are different about this court. One, the ball actually, in my experience, with the experience of a number of people, does have a fairly traditional bounce to it. It's got a little bit of a different feel in the basket. The walls are definitely different. You know, the sidewall does not play like a traditional concrete sidewall. And the glass has a tendency, I would say, probably to absorb. So that's the net effect. So when Lopez came out, didn't have a lot of time to practice. He had to get right into battle court. Of course, there's the, who you're playing with, who you're playing with against. You get a chance to get into a rhythm. He wasn't playing Pelota, so he didn't get a chance to warm up. That's something else that we've noticed, that the guys who play Pelota and then battle court do have a chance kind of to warm up for those games.
Yeah. Well, I think you bring up a good point in just about what kind of battle court is. I mean, everybody plays on two doubles teams. I mean, speaking candidly here.
Right.
Lopez was playing with Ikeda and Flores. I mean, he's used to playing with a guy like Olheron, guys like ones and twos. So that's also,
and Goico.
And it's not not a shot at any of those guys, but it's just a statement of fact that
that's our program.
That's part of the adjustment too. And
100%.
Where in the world could you just say, all right, you're not going to throw the ball to Lopez the entire match, and you're going to throw it to this guy, and you're going to win 6-1, 6-1. Nowhere else in the sport of highlight do you see that. So, to that point, too, partners, this format, everything is different here, and it's tough. And we saw the good partner, a better quality partner, a 1 or a 2, with Jairo, they stormed through the competition.
I mean, and Lopez came back, and I believe that we've extended an invitation, not directly, at least indirectly through Jairo, to come and defend his championship this year.
I hope they do.
Because when Lopez came back, it wasn't just a question of Jairo. He was doing things with the ball that we had not seen before. And really, that's the only way that Gaucheri and Aratz could have been beaten, I think, realistically. That ball was doing things that I've seen in traditional highlight.
Right.
Where the ball knuckles and curves, and based on different things that he's able to do with his wrist and the power that he's putting behind the ball to get the ball to curve after it's come off the front wall, the back wall, and then it makes a left turn into the side wall. No one else is doing that. And he tripped Gaucheri up on the last point to win the championship. And Gaucheri, obviously, about the best we have, if not the best consistently. And what we saw from Olheron was that Olheron was gradually able to adjust his defensive game, where he's able to step right up to the 4 line and take Gaucheri and Zuleika's serve in the air that's coming 1,000 miles an hour. But that offensive game that Olheron's known for, he wasn't able to get to that point on this court. He dealt with a little bit of an injury there. So that was also kind of a factor. And so, Magic City for me has been just one gigantic 8-year learning experience.
Yeah,
from the very first days that JR and I were with the guys in North Miami. on the middle court. Well, sorry, it's the only court that exists now, but, you know, on that plastic ball court, training from day one to where we are now. The whole thing and who we've brought in, you know, how the program's gone. One giant learning experience in the sport of highlight.
It's been great. It has been a great journey.
Higher ceiling. Okay, Tampa T-Town, we have your request. I like that.
Time. Let's begin.
Let's play game number 3.
Time to begin game 3. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Serving the red shirts, post 1, Cool Fitness and Ben. Receiving in the blue, post 2, Flores and Arta. There's the serve. We begin. Ben on the catch. Here's the backhand. Point 2. Two-team first up on the board here in game 3. Bring to the court the white shirts, post 3. Jed's in the front court with Cabrera in the back. There's a backhand by Cabrera. Arta's there. Backhand 2-all. Oh, that scores, point 2. Two with 2 points. Here's the green shirts, post 4. CRB and Benny receive. The front in post 1 is Cool Fitness. There's a backhand by Benny. Don't forget, if you're not familiar with our program, these are the early games. Beginning in game 4, a few different players come out and feature games. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Here's a backhand by Arta, low and hard to the inside. Benny's there. Backhand 2-all. Scoop attempt in the front court is missed, point 4. Black shirts, post 5 receiving. We have Bueno and Tennessee. There's a backhand by Tennessee to the inside. Benny turns to save the rebote. Bueno takes it in the air. Costado inside, stopped by Benny. Tennessee on the forehand. CRB cross court. Wow. Philo scores for CRB, point 4. Four with 2 points. Here's post 6. Yellow shirts receiving. Ikeda and Bradley. Backhand by CRB. Passes. Robote. Forehand. CRB coming cross court. Makes a fine catch on the left side. Here's Bradley from the 12 line. Passing Benny. Robote. Difficult catch by Benny at the 13 line. Keeps it on the right side. Ikeda. Backhand to the back wall. Ikeda. Backhand. Low runner. Scooped up by Benny. CRB changes things up. Ikeda gets back in there, gets it before the second bounce. He rifles this forehand. Benny flips it up from the right side to make the save. Ikeda calls for the rebote, comes back to the 10 line. Benny advances at the 6. Excellent catch by Bragley. There's a carom, big bounce. Benny maneuvering around Ikeda to the outside. Cortada will score. Point 4. 4 3 points. Here's post 7. Pink shirts receive. El Barba and Gallo. Point 4. Here now to complete the first round and receive purple shirts post 8, Julian and Ron. Rebote forehand. Here's a catch by Ron. There's a backhand to the inside. Oh, what a catch at the sidewall by Julian. Benny comes out to make the rebote. Ron cuts it off at the 11. Midcourt placement stopped by Benny. Benny over the top. Ron takes that on the bounce again at the 11. Benny at the sidewall. Great catch. Off the tip of the cesta. That one goes point 4. Four team in the second round has 5 points and a possible game point. Trying to stop them. Cool Fitness and Ben. There's the backhand. Benny makes the catch. Scoop by Ben. Big backhand. Costello 2-all by Ben is stopped by CRB. Carambolo by CRB on the return will score for the win. Point and game. Post 4. CRB and Benny. 2 places. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 playing off for third place. 3 first serves to 5. Drop shot by Bueno scores, point 5. 6 now serves to 7. Ball missed off the serve, point 6. 8 now serves to 1. The winner at this point meets 5 and 6 in the continuing playoff for third place. Blue, the sidewall is composite. It's a lighter material than the glass. And glass is part of the design of the Magic City Court. Amazing views, great camera angles. Giving folks an entirely different view of the age-old sport. Here's a backhand by Ron. Ben on the backhand. Ron's there. Ball tip, point 8. 5, 6, and 8 remain in the playoff for third place. 5 serves to 6. Also, all of this was used because we were built on the second floor of a building, so the use of concrete and granite wasn't possible without significant cost that would have made this untenable. Forehand to the inside. Backhand by Tennessee to the inside. Ikeda's there. Here's the backhand from the 8 line. Rotate forehand by Ikeda. That's a nice save at the side wall. Bueno with the filo that is stopped by Ikeda. Tremendous catch. As is a great catch by Tennessee. Bragley, forehand. Bueno cross court. Backhand from the 8. Wall to wall from the left side. Costello 2-all, out, 0.6. Possible show point for the 6 team. Receiving, post 8, Julian Ron. Big St. Pete, that's a big no. There's a backhand by Aran. Robote coming out. Robote forehand. Ron's looking for the robote, plays it from the left side. Catch by Ikeda. Here's the backhand. Ron on the forehand. Back to the inside. Bragley, tremendous catch in the corner. Ikeda will take this on the bounce at the 10. Picada. Brought down by Ron at the 13. Big backhand follows. Robote. Saved by Ikeda. Caught by Julian. Bragley down low. Here's the backhand from the 11 line. Julian forehand Robote. Catch by Bragley. Costello 2-all. Stop by Julian. Karen by Julian will score. 0.8. We'll turn around now. 8 serve 6. This is show point. Over serve. 6 shows. Unofficial order finish 4-6. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results from our third game are official. Coming in first, post 4, CRB and Benny with their second win. Benny again substituting for Kubala. Coming in second, Flores and Arta. That's post 2. Coming in third, post 6, Ikeda and Bradley. 4-6. Official order finish for game 3. $2 Quinella 2-4, $32.80. Trifecta 4-6, $230.60. A $2 wager on 4 to win, $13. The first number for today's high 5 is the number 4. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is our 4th game. Spectacular 7 singles match, played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. There are no scratches in game 4. There are no scratches in the remainder of today's games. Post time for game 4 is now just about 5 minutes away. Good luck. Backhand by Ben, low and hard. He blasts it. Wow, that's impressive. Douglas Robote to the inside. Hyro takes it in the air. Backhand. Douglas on the Robote to the inside. Scoop by Hyro. Backhand by Manu. Karam by Manu scores. Manu makes the catch. Manu on the catch. Forehand low and hard to the inside. Aratz digs out the Robote. Excellent catch by Elbarba. There's the backhand. Jedin's there. Robote forehand. Jedin makes the catch. Rifles it inside. Scoop by Elbarba. Outside placement scores for Inaki. Here's a backhand by Aratz. Robote, forehand by Douglas. Two all, scores. Here's a backhand by Nicholas. Beautiful catch. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Robote by Benny. It's high. Robin cuts it off. Backhand. Going hard to the inside. Two all. My, oh my. Redeemed himself. Beautiful catch by Nicholas. Big backhand. Robote coming to the 8 line. Forehand Robote on the wall. Stopped by Nicholas. Nicholas Philo to the outside. Caught and returned. 2 alls. 2 score. My, oh my. Another awesome top 10 by one Andrew Bleckman. Glad to show you the best of our best. And with that, we still have
a couple seconds still.
20 seconds.
Just a few here till we begin game number 4. Game 4 will conclude the early pick 3. Right now, 0 minutes. Let's play game 4.
We're ready to begin our 4th game, a spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Serving red shirt of post 1, Benny. Receiving in the blue of post 2, Goanaga. Is served by Benny. We begin. Benny with the backhand, wall to wall from the left side. Rebote forehand, straight back. Benny flips that outside, but out of play. Point 2. Gonaga first up on the board in our 4th game. That'll bring to the court the white shirt of post 3, Lalu. Powerful backhand by Lalu. Rebote coming out. Costado 2-all. Stopped by Lalu. Lalu keeps it high. Goes for the 3-wall play. Perfectly plays 2 score. Point 3. Green shirt post 4. Julian receives. There's the backhand by Julian. Powerfully throw. Ooh, that caught the overhead screen. Shot straight down. Point 3. 2 points for Lalu. He is now serving to the black shirt of post 5, worn by Iñaki. Here's a backhand by Iñaki. Rebote. Rebote forehand to pass. Scoop by Lalu. Iñaki again to the inside. Lalu from the 9 line. Costado clips, scooped up by Iñaki. Iñaki inside placement. That scores. Point 5. In this matchup, we have Iñaki serving to the yellow shirt of post 6, worn by Nicholas. Nicholas on the backhand from the 10 line. Rebote. Forehand by Iñaki. Nicholas is there. Backhand by Iñaki, wall to wall. Nicholas, forehand Rebote. Iñaki cuts it off the 9 line. Backhand. Ball tip. Point 6. Entering the court, the pink shirt of post 7. Ikeda. Here's a backhand by Ikeda. Powerfully thrown. Rebote right up the middle. Hard to the inside. Ikeda's there. Backhand. Rebote forehand by Nicholas. Ikeda's on it. Rebote forehand. Escapes. Hit the overhead screen on the outside. Point 7. Here now to complete the first round and receive purple shirt of post 8. Manny. Rebote forehand to the inside. Manny's there. Here's the backhand. Point 7. That completes the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return the red at post 1, Benny. Powerful forehand by Benny, played to pass. Benny advances, makes the catch at the 8 line. Hard to the inside. Rebote save by Ikeda, nicely played. Scoop is tipped at the side wall, point 1. Benny's on the board with 2 points, serving to the 2 post. Gonaga receives. Rebote by Benny. Back to the inside. Gonaga takes it in the air. Low runner. Caught in the air by Benny. Benny's backhand 2-all attempt went from the 9 line straight to the pad, and the pad is still bad. Point 2. 2 with 3 points. Here's post 4. The green shirt, Julian receives. Rebote left side. Karam, read and stopped by Gonaga. Gonaga high and hard to the inside. Julian, beautiful save on the rebote. Gonaga winding up. Coasty inside, read by Julian, stopped by Julian. Here's the backhand. Rebote, oy. Good duck by Gonaga. That will score. Point 4. Receiving the white at post 3, Lalu. Here's a backhand by Lalu, powerfully thrown right to the corner. Rebote forehand is saved by Julian. Another powerful backhand by Lalu. Escapa mucho on the forehand of Julian, point 3. Three with 4 points. Here's post 5, Iñaki. The ace will score point 3. Possible game point for Lalu. White shirt at post 3. Trying to stop him is Nicholas. Yellow shirt at post 6. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Nicholas from the 9 line. Rebote left side by Lalu. Nicholas takes it on the bounce. Costado 2-all, caught the pad, point 6, play will continue. 6 on the board with 3 points. Here's post 8, Manny. There's backhand by Manny. Point 8. Manny with 2 points, serving the pink of post 7. Ikeda receives. Here's a backhand by Manny, caught by Ikeda. Ikeda to the inside. Robote dropping. Manny makes a save. Big bounce. Ikeda backs up to the 11 line to make the catch on the forehand. Backhand by Manny. Robote by Manny to the inside. Ikeda on the bounce. Backhand from the 10 line. Robote forehand by Ikeda. Manny's there. Ikeda takes this one on the bounce. Forehand straight back. Outside placement of the forehand Robote. Lands out, point 7. 7 with 4 points here is post 1. Benny. Benny on the backhand to the inside. Robote forehand by Ikeda. Scoop by Benny. Backhand, low and hard. Robote, nicely saved by Ikeda. Benny takes it on the bounce. Robote forehand up the middle. Benny takes it in the air. Drop shot. Bounces twice before contact was made. Point 1. Benny now has 4 points. Blue of post 2 receiving. Gonaga. There's the backhand. Caught by Benny. Beautifully played. Gonaga makes the catch. Powerful forehand. Robote to the outside. Gonaga, great catch. This ball's in play. Benny with the floater. Stopped at the 8 line. Gonaga, great catch. Here's the backhand. Robote saved by Benny. Gonaga takes this on the bounce. Back to the inside. Benny with the 2-all. Oh. Good effort by Gonaga. He got caught up in the screen. Point will go to the 1. Off quite a 2-all by Benny. Your arm's fine. Possible game point for the red shirt of post 1. Benny trying to stop him. Julian. There's a backhand by Julian. Benny on the backhand. Robote forehand by Julian. Benny midcourt. Point and game post 1. Benny. 3 places, 7 shows. Unofficial order of finish, 137. Your price will be up in a moment. Results from Game 4 official coming in first. Post 1, Benny. Taking second, post 3, Lalu. Coming in third, post 7, Ikeda. 1-3-7, the official order finish for our fourth game. Cellar Quinella 1-3, $30.40. Trifecta 1-3-7, $407.80. Cellar wager on 1 to win, $11.20. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is game number 5. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Played to 7 points. Points for double after the first round of play. There are no scratches in Game 5. There are no scratches in Games 5, 6, 7, or 8. Post time for our 5th game, now just 7 minutes away. Good luck. Once again, we elect to talk. The chat is very interesting. So first of all, folks, the one thing that we can say without question is that Magic City has operated with a degree of transparency that has really never before been seen in Highlight. What was going on business-wise, often player-wise, and most things, it's always a great big mystery, and sometimes actually for very good reason. And I have a unique view of this because I've been very much part of both systems. And one of the things that I'm most proud about of this program, of course, is our players. Our players from 2018, the way our players have merged with players who've come from the traditional world, the way those players from the traditional world have merged, and it's just been great overall. So, one thing we can promise you is that when we've confirmed exactly where we'll be going for 2026, you will know. It's good to have options, and it's also good to be moving on. The casino was sold, and the family kept Highlight. And that's a wonderful thing. Kept Highlight after selling casino. And now it's time for Highlight to move on in 2026. And as soon as we know, you will know. And yes, we do have options. And no, we will not discuss those options publicly. That's part of the non-transparent part. As far as some of the other stuff that I'm reading in the chat, you can't fault anybody for what they do or don't do in a non-money-making environment when there's been no evidence that the sport can generate sufficient income to break even in over 20 years. Because no one in their right mind would do it. That's why we do things completely differently here at Magic City. So you can't compare any other Highlight fronton, certainly not one that's been in business since the 50s, to what we do here. It's just by no means, it's not a fair it's not a fair comparison. Just like the courts aren't a fair comparison, and players, I guess, are a fair comparison, I guess, in that regard. But having been around Highlight literally my entire life, conscious memories of Highlight since 1974, amateur at Orbea's, amateur at North Miami. I know how fickle and how tough the Highlight crowd is. And you guys are a tough crowd. So you just have to trust us. And you have to trust the people that basically, that whether they're at the former Miami Highlight or whether they're at Dania Highlight, that they're absolutely doing the best that they can with what they have to work with in an environment that is not cost effective. And that what Magic City is doing is completely different. And that's the 30,000-foot view that you need to accept. And yeah, the court is part of that. The glass is part of that.
Sure, yeah.
Andrew, you can jump in anytime. I know these are the conversations that I tend to hog.
No,
but
you're rolling along still.
So, and yes, someone just mentioned Jules. May he rest in peace. I remember Jules trying out at Fort Pierce And I remember his son, who just remained nameless because, you know, it's important. Jules was this guy who played amateur, known as the Lizard Man, because he raised a particular breed of chameleon or lizard or something like that. And he was passionate about highlight and really, really sincerely wanted to play highlight very, very badly. And had the opportunity to give him a chance to play at Fort Pierce. And he went up against very stiff competition. Actually, was playing at Miami Highlight at the time that were at Fort Pierce that weekend. And got to give him credit. He was very persistent and did not get a chance to play, as a number of people did not get a chance to play professional highlight. That's one thing, having managed Fort Pierce and having spent time in management at Ocala. These were facilities where people would potentially get a chance. Like, for instance, if you're at Dania, the years that I spent at Miami Highlight, right, you know, you're not getting into Miami.
No.
You're not getting into Miami unless you've got an amateur resume in the United States that's, like, you know, really stand out impeccable. I saw a picture last night. In fact, have it on my phone. Someone I know is someone who's maybe celebrating a birthday, might be listening. But I saw this great picture of, it has to be about 2005 at Miami with the Florida Cup. And I remember that was a tournament that we kind of invented at that time because it was all our money. There wasn't someone coming saying, hey, I want to sponsor this tournament. So being in charge of marketing, it was like, hey, we should have a tournament. Well, let's call it the Florida Cup. And let's get a big cup and call it the Florida Cup. And the prize money comes from us anyway. And it was a picture of Irastorza and Hobby. And it was before Lopez went there. Aldazabal was in the picture. And Dennis. Now, we've talked about Wayne before as a great American backcourt. Sure. I'm going to tell you something. Dennis Patty, phenomenal skill.
Time. Let's begin.
He was in the picture, and I hadn't thought about Dennis in a while. So we talk about that's a case where someone had this great talent as an American and got an opportunity. He played at Fort Pierce in Ocala for a few years, then moved up to Miami and finished his career at Miami Highlight. End of the rambling. Time to begin game number 5. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Played at 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Up first and serving, red shirt at post 1, Iñaki and Manu. Receiving blue at post 2, Iturbide and Nicholas. And Tampa, for the record, was a great town to play highlight in. Scoop by Manu. Here's the backhand. Manu again from the 11 line to the inside. Here's Nicholas. Backhand. Nicholas on the backhand, powerfully to the corner. Manu is there. Here's the backhand by Manu. JML, Juanito, father of our own Akeda, acknowledging, yeah, Dennis. Mad skills with his forehand. That guy could put the ball on a quarter on the court. Here's the backhand by Iturbide. Rotate forehand. Manu is there. Backhand to the inside. Wayne, perhaps better known, playing more tournaments out of Connecticut. But different type of player. Much different. Catch by Manu. Here's the backhand from the 10 line. You know who was out there playing with all of them? Manny, who's playing here at Magic City now. Robote forehand to the inside. Manu's there. Backhand from the 11 line. Point two. Point two. Ichibide is serving the white shirts at post 3. Arutia and Lalu. Powerful backhand by Lalu. Rotate forehand by Ichibide. Lalu advances. Backhand. Lalu from the 9 line. Wall to wall from the left side. Ichibide takes that on the bounce. Costado caught the pad, point 3. Bree will serve to the green shirts, post 4. Benny and Ikeda. Steve M. Wayne, there was a Wayne at Palm Beach, I believe, but not the Wayne that we're talking about, who played tournaments for Milford. Fault over serve, point 4. Black shirts, post 5, receive. Alex and Aratz. Here's the backhand by Aratz. Benny on the scoop, backhand to the inside. Alex is there. Rebote left side to the inside by Alex. Big bounce brought in by Benny. Rebote forehand by Alex. Benny looks for it at the 10 line. Aratz is there. Scoop by Benny at the 13 line. Number 52, Jackie. Of course I remember Jackie. I remember when Jackie won an amateur tournament with Ralph Anchia playing his front court at Dania in 1986 or 1987. Forehand by Aratz. Benny gets in there to make the save. Alex attacks. Powerful forehand. Benny, long 2-all. Alex shred it. Got there. Ball tip, point 4. Four with 2 points. Yellow shirts, post 6. Kosheri and Ben. Backhand by Ben, powerfully thrown. Benny's there. Backhand from the 13 line. Rebote to the outside. Rebote forehand. Sherry takes on the bounce. Backhand. Low and hard. Scoop attempt. Tip, point 6. Pink shirts, post 7 are receiving. It's Douglas and Julin. Excellent catch by Gaucheri coming cross court. Hard throw to the inside. Julin's there. Gaucheri, Rebote. Cut off by Douglas. Backhand from the 7. Ben stops it at the 11. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Ben's there. Big right side by Julian. Caught by Ben. Ben from the forehand. Douglas, backhand from the 7. Ben's there again. Douglas calls for the rebote. To the inside it goes. Ben up the wall. Great catch. Here's the backhand. Costado by Douglas, caught by Gaucheri. Gaucheri to the inside. This is caught in the air by Julian. Catch on the forehand of Julian. Rebote forehand by Douglas, cut off by Gaucheri. Gaucheri changes things up. Inside placement is red by Julian. Backhand to the rebote of Gaucheri. Douglas to the backcourt. Rebote save. Gaucheri attacks. Winds up. Below. Scores. Well played. 0.6. Here now to complete the first round and receive purple shirts at Post State. Goanaga and Manny. Gaucheri will take that in the air. Great catch. Hard backhand follows. Rebote forehand. Ben takes it in the air at the 11. Great catch. Hard backhand. Rebote forehand. Ball tipped in the front court. 0.8. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, Iñaki and Manu. There's a backhand to the inside. And he lets it pass. Goanaga's there. There's a backhand by Manu. Beautiful catch by Manu. Backhand from the 11 line. Wall to wall. Out to the rebote. Goanaga's there. Manu, difficult catch. Rebote forehand by Goanaga. Cut off by Iñaki. Manny on the forehand, back on the wall. This one caught by Iñaki. Backhand from the 7 line. Rebote forehand by Iñaki. Goanaga. Costado. Scoop by Manu. Forehand rebote by Iñaki. Rebote save to the inside. Here's Manu. Rotate forehand to the inside. Manny takes that on the bounce. Pika brought down by Manu at the back wall. Goanaga at the 7 line. Backhand to the outside. Inaki's there. To the inside he goes. Manny's there. Manu, big backhand from the 12 line. Goanaga saves that rebote. Beautiful catch by Manu. Manny's there. Here's Manny at the 13 line. On the forehand. Catch by Iñaki midcourt. Manny, tough grab on the right side. Big right side. Big bounce. What a catch by Manu in the corner. Rotate forehand. Manny from the 10 line over the top. Another great catch by Manu on the bounce. Inaki, inside placement, stopped by Manny. Manny maneuvering around Goanaga beautifully. Here's the backhand by Manu, hard to the inside, and Manny's there again. Goanaga cuts that off, backhand from the 9 line. Right to the corner, out to the rebote. Inaki makes the save. Manu, powerful backhand. What a catch by Manny behind the 12 line. Beautifully played. Rebote left side. Goanaga on the catch. That's a forehand. Inaki calls him off. Ball's going to the inside. Manny's there. Tough grab. Backhand. Point still going. Here's Inaki. Wall to wall from the left side. Goanaga. Rebote. Manu, powerful backhand. Stopped by Manny. Inaki in the air. Backhand from the 8. Rebote forehand by Goanaga. Manu from the 11 line. Manny in the corner. Here's the backhand. Picata brought down by Manny. Manny over the top. Ball tipped in the front court. Tremendous play, tremendous effort by all 4 players. Point goes to the 8. Eight with 3 points. Blue shirts supposed to return. Iturbide and Nicholas. Rebote. Nicholas is there. Iturbide, backhand from the 8 line. Thrown hard to the inside. Rebote for Goanaga. Nicholas takes it on the bounce. Cortada attempt. Drop short, hit the pad. Point 8. Possible game point, purple shirts, post 8. Goanaga and Manny. Trying to stop them, the white at post 3. Arutia and Lalu. Rebote left side, caught by Arutia. Arutia changes it up, inside placement, red and stopped by Goanaga. Rebote for Arutia. To the outside, caught by Goanaga. Goanaga hard to the inside, and that will score for the win. Point and game. A hard-fought game. Purple shirts post 8. Goanaga and Manny. Tremendous play. 8 wins at 4 serves to 6. This is a playoff for 2nd and 3rd place. Ben makes that catch up high. Here's the backhand. Benny, backhand from the 12 line. Rebote forehand. Outside placement by Benny is out. Six places, 4 shows. Unofficial order finish 864. Your price will be up in a moment. Results of our fifth game are official. Coming in first, post 8. Goanaga and Manny taking second, post 6. Kosheri and Ben coming in third, post 4. Ikeda and Benny, 8-6-4. The official order finished 4. Our fifth game. Tremendous play. Actually across the board, but specifically by Goanaga and Manny. $2 Quinella 6-8, $70. The trifecta 8-6-4. 623 even. $2 wager on 8 to win, $21.20. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is our sixth game. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Our first of our 2 feature singles games. Played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. No scratches in game 6, and post time is now just about 5 minutes away. Good luck.
Drop shot. Hyro, what happened?
Robote forehand. Beautiful catch by Bueno. Robote forehand to the inside. Scoop by Bueno. Drop shot. Beautifully executed by Bueno. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Catch by Iñaki. Drop shot. Will score.
Bradley on the bounce, outside placement attempt. Stopped by Anderluck. Anderluck, his carom, lands in. Bradley's going to get out to it. He returns a drop shot. My, oh my.
Scoop by El Barba. Backhand to the inside. That's well thrown. Excellent catch by Flores. Here's El Barba. Drop shot. Scores on the second bounce. There's a backhand by Bueno. Scoop by Bueno. Cortada, stopped by Carballo. Drop shot by Carballo, beautifully executed and scoring. Rotate to the inside. This one caught in the air by Hyro. Hyro on the backhand. Rotate forehand. Hyro on the catch. Drop shot by Hyro. Scores on the second bounce. Rotz, forehand rotated pass, dropping. Rotate left side by Rotz. Kosheri attacks, has it. Wow, that was beautiful. Outside placement read by Arats. Arats read by Manu. Backhand by Manu, lower and harder. Bote, placed to the inside. Manu's there, winding up. Drop shot. That was perfect. By Arats. There's the backhand. Gaucheri's there. Arats commits to the backcourt. Here's the backhand from the 12 line. Gaucheri from the 10. Long drop shot. Arats will not get there.
And folks, that top 10 will take us right up to the start of game number 6. Feature singles starting now.
Jazzy, not jazz. Anyway. Time to begin our 6th game. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points. Points doubling after the first round of play. Gaucheri serves in the red of post 1, receiving in the blue post 2, Urrutia. There's a serve. We begin. Urrutia, powerful backhand, clears the overhead screen. 2-all. Robote scores, point 1. Receiving in the white shirt of post 3, Arats. Here's the backhand by Arats. Robote, left side. Point 1. 2 points for the 1 post. Green shirt of post 4. Nicholas receives. Nicholas on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 9 line. Gaucheri from the 11. Powerful backhand by Gaucheri, stopped by Nicholas in the air. Robote forehand, right up the middle. Gaucheri on the backhand to the inside. Robote left side to the outside. Gaucheri takes it on the bounce. That scores, point 1. Along with 3 points, here's post 5, the black shirt, Goanaga. Here's the backhand by Goanaga. Gaucheri. Costado out, point 5. Yellow shirt of post 6. Here is Iturbide. Here's the backhand by Iturbide. Robote. Backhand by Goanaga. 2-all. Beautifully executed by Goenaga to score, 0.5. Receiving, pink of post 7, Manu. Rotate forehand. That took off, hit the overhead screen. Out of play, 0.7. Here now to complete the first round and receive. Purple of post 8, Douglas. Oh, for a serve, 0.8. Blue post 2, Urrutia receives. Urrutia on the backhand, caught by Douglas. Ball tipped midcourt, 0.8. Douglas with 3 points, serving to the 3 post. Aratz receives. Aratz makes the catch. To the inside he goes. Douglas on the bounce, backhand from the 10. Wall to wall. For Bote's save, it's a 2-all. Aratz reads it, stops it. Scoop by Douglas, backhand to the inside. Well played. Aratz takes it in the air, fakes the 2-all, inside placement scores. Beautifully played point by both Douglas and Aratz. 0.3. Green shirt to post 4, Nicholas receives. Beautiful 2-all scores. 0.4. Here's post 1, Gaucheri. There's a backhand by Gaucheri, caught by Nicholas. Backhand by Nicholas, right to the corner. Nicholas will take this in the air. Costi inside. Gaucheri reads it, stops it, returns it. Rotate forehand. Interference ruled. The point will be replayed. 4 serves 1. Robote forehand, played high to pass. Nicholas on the catch, backhand from the 9. Beautiful catch by Gaucheri, backhand, Low and hard. Caught on the forehand of Nicholas. Nicholas low to the inside. Gaucheri cuts it off before it hits the side wall. Inside. Will score for Gaucheri. 0.1. One with 5 points and a possible game point. Gaucheri serving to Iturbide. Robote left side to the inside. That scores. Point in game. Post one. Gaucheri. One wins it. 8 places. 5, 3, and 4 are playing off for third place. 5 first serves to 3. Point 5. Five with 4 points. Possible show point for Goenaga. Nicholas receives. Robote 2-all. Is in and scores. Beautifully played by Goenaga. 5 shows. Unofficial order finish 185. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results from Game 6 are official coming in first, post 1. Gaucheri taking second, post 8. Douglas coming in third, post 5. Goenaga 185, the official order finish 4. Game 6. There are your prices. $2 quinella, that is first and second. In any order, $17.20. Trifecta 185, 301.20. $2 wager on 1 to win, $4.20. First number in the late pick 3, the number 1. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, Game 7. Spectacular 7 doubles match. Play to 7 points, points doubling after the first round of play. There are no scratches in Game 7. Game 7 will close out the high 5 for today. Post time for Game 7. 7 minutes away. Good luck. Outside placement scores for Arat. Ball taking an odd bounce off the back wall. El Barba advances, takes it on the bounce at the 4 line. Outside placement. Placed outside well to score. Nice catch. Key to the inside, low and hard. Bala, nice grab with the 11 line. Outside placement scores for Ikeda. Backhand by Aratz. Benny's there. Here's backhand by Benny. Wall to wall. Rotate forehand, drop shot. Benny gets there, stops it. Outside placement, scores. Manny on the catch. Pika. Stopped by Aratz. Drop shot by Aratz. Manny takes off. He gets there. Rifles it outside to score. Backhand by Anderluck. Catch by Bragley. Backhand by Bragley. That clears the overhead screen. Anderluck outside placement of the forehand rebote is in. One. Hello. Tennessee's there. Kabbalah moving out to the 5 line to turn the rebote. Outside placement scores. Here's the backhand by Manu again. Rebote forehand. Outside placement of the forehand rebote scores. Here's a catch by Benny. Backhand by Gaucheri. In. Pointing.
Folks, that top 10 will take us down here under 2 minutes till the start of Game 7. Let's take a look at the high five. It just rolled around there for a moment, but it didn't look like we saw 2,000 up there. Yeah, 4 of 5 for the 1, and then 3 of 5 for every other number. So that's going to be the payouts today. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget, folks, we are playing on Wednesdays this week and next week. Mark your calendars. Those will be the final 2 Wednesday Pelota days from now until at least the fall.
September.
Yeah. So join us tomorrow, 1:30 start time for that Pelota performance. It'll be 8 Pelota games only. Then after tomorrow, we'll be back on Friday, 7 p.m. start for Battle Court. We'll do the same next week. And then that's it for the Wednesdays.
Finishing just in time for rush hour traffic in South Florida.
It's just perfect timing. Yeah, that's going to be a trickier one.
What, leaving here at 4 in the afternoon?
Well, I used to go west. It wasn't bad. And now we got to go back on the highway and deal with 95 again. That's a bit of a...
West is awful. Well, northwest.
Just
well, not your west.
Southwest.
Yeah, southwest.
Just like due west or
is
straight.
bad.
Yeah, no. Yeah, not too bad. We'll see what happens in this 7th game. Good luck.
We're ready to begin Game 7. It is a spectacular 7. Doubles match, played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Up first and serving in the red shirts, post 1. Iturbide and Nicholas receiving in the blue, post 2. Alex and Aratz. Iturbide serves. We begin. Nicholas on the backhand from the 11 line. Aratz at the back wall. Difficult catch. Iturbide from the costado. Drop shot. Alex running in there. Just missed. Point 1. One first upon the board in our 7th game. That'll bring to the court. White shirts post 3. Go Sherry and Ben. Ben on the backhand to the inside. Iturbide, backhand. Rotate by Go Sherry. Big bounce. Brought down by Nicholas. Here's the backhand. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Difficult catch at the sidewall by Go Sherry. Cut off by Iturbide. Costado inside. Stopped by Ben. Ben on the backhand. Hard throw. Nicholas is there. Robote forehand. Straight back. Ben takes it in the air. Backhand from the 11 line. Nicholas from the 11 line to the inside. Robote, forehand. Cut off by Iturbide. Powerful backhand by Ben. That kicked up, hit the overhead screen. Point 1. 2 points for the one team in this matchup. We have Iturbide serving to the green shirts at post 4, worn by Douglas and Julian. Iturbide on the catch. There's the backhand, powerfully thrown. Robote by Douglas. Nicholas is there, backhand. Backhand by Nicholas. Julian, powerful backhand, wall to wall from the left side. Robote forehand by Iturbide. Backhand by Julian. Robote forehand save by Iturbide. Douglas will take this on the bounce. Low and hard. Stopped in the backcourt by Nicholas. Powerful backhand follows. Robote forehand by Douglas. Nicholas is there. Julian on the catch. Here's the backhand. Backhand by Nicholas. Julian is there. Rebote forehand by Iturbide. Straight back, wall to wall. Missed Rebote in the front court. Point one. One with 3 points. Black shirts post 5. Urrutia and Lalu receive. Urrutia from the left side, high to the front wall. Big, big bounce brought down by Nicholas. Point one. 4 points for the red shirts of post 1. Receiving yellow shirts of post 6. We have Bueno and Benny. Iturbide powerfully to the inside. What a scoop by Benny. And a clean backhand. Here's a backhand by Benny to the inside. Backhand by Nicholas. Benny's there. Here's a backhand by Iturbide. A rebote by Benny. He makes a save. Iturbide moves in, makes the catch. Split placement. What a catch by Bueno. Bueno's 2-all return, scores. That's beautifully played by Bueno. Point 6. Pink shirts post 7 are receiving. Iñaki and Manu. Scoop by Bueno. Karen by Bueno. Scores. Point 6. Here now to complete the first round and receive purple shirts of post 8. Gonaga and Manny. Rebote to the inside. Here's Benny. Backhand from the 11 line. Manny, forehand to the inside. Big bounce brought down by Benny. Gonaga, Costado to the inside. Benny's there. Manny from the 12 line. Rebote forehand. Cortada stopped by Gonaga. Benny down low. Great catch. Backhand 2-all. Landing in is... Oh. Great effort by Manny to try to get that ball. Point 6. 6 team has 3 points as we complete the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, Alex and Rotz, blue post 2. Here's the backhand by Rotz. Benny saves the rebote to the inside. Rebote save by Bueno. Nicely played. Alex has it. Outside placement stopped, but not held on to. Point 2. Two at 2 points. Receiving the white shirts post 3 go Sherry and Ben. Here's a backhand by Ben. Ben from the 12 line. Wall to wall, out to the rebote. Rebote forehand by Alex. Stop by Gaucheri. Aratz, what a scoop behind the 12 line. Ben's there. Backhand from the 11. Aratz from 12. Rebote forehand, straight back, out to the rebote, Gaucheri. Costado rebote will score, point 3. 3 on the board with 2 points. Here's post 4. Douglas and Julian. Over serve, point 4. 4 team on the board, 2 points. Black shirts post 5, receiving Arutia and Lalu. Douglas will take this in the air. Backhand, powerfully thrown from the 8. Lalu. Here's Julian from the 11. Right side to the inside. Rebote by Arutia. Douglas makes the catch on the forehand. Going for the play to the outside. Great save by Lalu. Julian advances. He's at the 7. Hard to the inside. Caught in the air by Arutia. Lalu will catch this on the forehand. Forehand to the inside. Caught by Julian. Julian. Up the middle. Caught by Lalu. Great catch by Julian off the wall. Lalu from the 10 line. Wall to wall. Robote coming out on the wall. Thrown by Douglas. Lalu again. Wall to wall. Robote for Douglas. Left side. Julian reaches out. Cannot hold on. Point 5. 5 with 2 points serving. The returning 1 post. Iturbide and Nicholas. Here's a backhand by Nicholas. Powerfully thrown. Robote coming out to the 6 line. Backhand by Lalu. Low and hard. Lalu again, this time from the 10 line. Robote forehand. Powerful backhand, caught by Nicholas. Nicholas to the inside. Robote on the wall. Arutia makes the save. Arutia, Robote to the inside. Big bounce brought down by Nicholas. Excellent catch by Lalu. Powerful forehand over the top. Nicholas again, this time from deep in the backcourt. Lalu from the 11 line. Catch by Urrutia. Backhand. Lalu hard to the inside. Nicholas on the return. Ball tipped. 0.5. 5 of 4 points. Pink shirts post 7. Iñaki and Manu receive. Manu on the catch. Here's the backhand. Lalu. Backhand from the 9 line. Powerfully thrown. Caught by Manu. Manu over the top. Urrutia advances. 2-all. Opens wide and scores 0.5. Possible game point for the black shirts at post 5. Urrutia and Lalu trying to stop them. Goanaga and Manny. Underserved, 0.8. Play continues. Back with 3 points. Receiving yellow shirts, opposed 6. Bueno and Benny. Manny down low, big right side, stopped by Bueno. Bueno from the costado, caught by Manny. Rotate forehand, caught by Goanaga. Benny's there. Cortada, Benny calls for it, backhand thrown powerfully, wall to wall, high. Rotate forehand by Goanaga to the inside. Benny, tough catch on the right side. Goanaga cuts it off, winds up, drop shot. Benny runs up, makes the catch. Split placement, caught in the air by Manny. Scoop attempt, tipped, 0.8. 4 points for the 8 post. Blue at post 2. Alex and Arats receive. Robote left side. Arats takes it on the bounce. Backhand 2-all, scooped up, but not held on to, 0.8. Possible game point for the purple shirts, post 8. Goanaga and Manny trying to stop them. Gaucheri and Ben. Manny, difficult catch at the back wall. Big backhand. Ben makes the grab on the left side. Robote, forehand by Goanaga. Gaucheri picks it up on the bounce. Backhand, low and hard. Caught by Goanaga. Goanaga to the inside. Ben, great catch at the 12. Goanaga again, midcourt. Manny from the 12 line to the inside. Robote. Backhand by Ben. Goanaga takes it in the air. Costado high and inside. Gaucheri calls for it. Goanaga again. Great catch. Backhand from the 7 line. Ben up high on the left side. Manny at the back wall. Here's Goanaga from the 9. Backhand. Ben. Fine catch at the 12. Goanaga has it. Costado inside, taken in the air by Gaucheri. Wall to wall he goes from the left side. Robote forehand by Goanaga, caught by Gaucheri. Sherry, Costado inside, Manny moving out. Rebote play. Beautiful catch by Gaucheri on the 7. That's on the wall the whole way to a great catch by Manny. Gonaga on the catch. Inside placement, Ben reaches in and makes the grab. Manny takes us on the forehand. Right side, big bounce brought down by Ben on the forehand. Nice return. Ball missed in the front court. That is point and game to the purple shirts of post 8, Gonaga and Manny. No playoff here. 5 places, 1 shows. Unofficial order finish 8-5-1. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results are official for Game 7. Coming in first, post 8. Gonaga and Manny taking second, post 5. Arrutia and Lalu coming in third, post 1. Iturbide and Nicholas. The high five lives to fight another day. 41818. 3 of 5 numbers returning $54.20. $2 Quinella 5-8, $73.40. Trifecta 851, $562.20. $2 on 8 to win, $24. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Game 8. The last Quinella game in advance of Battle Court at 5 p.m. when the Devils will take on the Fireballs. Game 8 played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. There are no scratches in our 8th game. And post time is now just 7 minutes away. Good luck.
Yeah, you got that Magic City Hustle. There you go. We love to help.
Remind me of Hustle City, man. Everybody got more than one gig. One stop, boy, $20.
I'm not your neighborhood Uber driver. I do luxury. And then I have another job. I play highlight.
I have this crazy idea. Do you think we could send something out to all the ex-athletes for the last 20 years and say, we're looking to hire and train highlight players?
When I first got the email, I thought it was pranking me.
I need some clarity on this.
I went on YouTube and I Googled highlight.
I was like,
They paying us, man, and we can win big money.
Let me see what this is all about.
That's what you gotta do. Get some money.
The players taking the court are all athletes you may recognize.
Baseball, football, track and field.
Having to work, play Division I sport, and then I had a child on the way, so I dropped out.
The crack era was tough. Sports in general was a way out of our environment.
It's really game time now, man.
blood, sweat, and tears.
We got the streets on fire.
This is gonna be the first time that my kids will be able to sit in the audience and root for their father.
Who wants it more?
This is a sacrifice I think is gonna pay off in the end.
This is a dream for me.
I gotta win.
Can't get drama better than this.
Highlight became the new hustle.
Let's get ready to play.
And folks, that is a trailer for the award-winning documentary about the inaugural season of play right here at Magic City that is called Magic City Hustle. Directed by Billy Corbin and the creator of Cocaine Cowboys, Screwball the U, and much more. This film highlights the transition of these Magic City athletes from their respective careers in other sports right here to the highlight fronton. You can watch Magic City Hustle directly from Google Play or iTunes. Rent or buy from either platform. If you buy it for just a few dollars more, you can enjoy it as many times as you like for life. And that will take us here about 3 minutes till the start of game number 8. Don't forget about Battle Court coming up at 5 p.m. The Devils will take on the Fireballs. Carballo will be subbing for Jairo 2 times today. Jairo, member of the Devils, so Carballo subbing for the Devils. We'll get started with a Division 5 matchup that'll feature Ferunda and CRB against Jedden and Ron. Then match 2, Carballo and Nicholas take on Urrutia and Arats. Match 3, CRB and Kubala up against Jedden and Cabrera. Then 2 singles in a row. First, Nicholas against Arats. Then Carballo will play Lalu. And then the finale, Division III doubles, Ferronda and Benny against Urrutia and Ron. Those will be the 6 matches today in order when the Devils take on the Fireballs. Obviously, both of these teams right now inside the top 4 and the playoffs, but seeding is very important for these two. So Fireballs right now hold first place. Devils right now in third, but with still a couple game days left, anything can change. Some discussion about the playoffs, but I guess every team, well, shouldn't say that. 5 of the 6 teams still with a chance to make the playoffs so far, and an outside chance, I guess, for the Cyclones, but that'll be an uphill battle, but still not technically eliminated. Warriors doing a great job last night of keeping themselves in it with a game day win over the Chargers. We'll get you caught up with that and more. Battle Court today, 5 p.m.
American Animal, good to hear. We like that you like both. There's room for all highlight here in South Florida, considering there's only 2 of us. Dania is great when they're playing. We think we're great. Hope you enjoy both. We say that without slurring it. Hope you enjoy both. We're ready to begin Game 8. It's a spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Up first and serving in the red shirt at post 1, Arats. Receiving for the post 2, Iñaki. Steve M. I don't believe that Kubala is scratched tomorrow. He will be playing Battle Court today. We'll see how he's doing. Arats serves. Our 8th game is underway. Inaki takes us on the bounce. Juggling is ruled. Point 1. Arats first up on the board in our 8th game. That'll bring to the court the white shirts of post 3. The white shirt of post 3, rather. Each or be there. Ichibide on the backhand, powerfully thrown. Arats' outside placement of the forehand rebote is out of play, point 3. Green shirt at post 4, Gaucheri receives. Backhand 2-all by Gaucheri scores. Point 4. Yeah. Black shirt at post 5. Here's Alex. Here's a backhand by Alex. Rebote, forehand by Gaucheri, right up the middle. Alex is there. Costello 2-all scores. Point 5. Alex is serving to the yellow shirt at post 6, worn by Manu. Manu on the backhand to the inside. Rebote, left side. Here's the backhand by Manu. Manu on the catch. Drop shot. That scores. Point 6. Pink shirt, post 7. Arrutia receives. Backhand by Urrutia, rebote. Forehand by Manu. Urrutia makes the catch. Costi inside, caught in the air by Manu. Outside placement, forehand rebote, stopped by Urrutia. Carom by Urrutia is in and scoring, 0.7. Here now to complete the first round and receive. Purple shirt of post 8, Douglas. Here's a backhand by Douglas, powerfully thrown. Rebote. Douglas makes the catch. Long Costalo will score for Douglas, 0.8. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, the blue of post 2, Iñaki. Here's the backhand by Iñaki. Scoop by Iñaki. Good adjustment. Nice throw. Point 2. Iñaki is serving 2. The red of post 1. Rats. Here's the backhand by Rats. Rebote. Rebote forehand by Iñaki. Point 1. 1 with 3 points, serving to the 3 post. Ichibide receives. Forehand takes off, hits the overhead screen, 0.3. Ichibide with 3 points. Green shirt to post 4, goes Sherry. Ichibide. Costado to the outside, red by Gaucheri, stops it. Drop shot, turn quickly and scoring. 0.4. 4 with 3 points. Black shirt to post 5. Alex receives. There's a backhand by Alex. Alex takes this on the bounce. Long carom. 2 bounces ruled before the catch was made. 0.5. Five with 3 points. Here's post 6, Manu. Here's the backhand by Manu. Alex to the inside where it scores, 0.5. Possible game point for the black shirt of post 5, Alex. Trying to stop him. Pink of post 7, Urrutia. There's a backhand by Rutia. 0.7. Play continues. 7 with 3 points. Receiving post 8, Douglas. Powerful backhand, fired low and hard. This one scores. 0.8. 8 with 3 points. Here's post 2, Iñaki. Rebote by Douglas. It's a 2-all. Opens and scores. 0.8. Possible game point for the purple shirt at post 8. Douglas trying to stop him. Arat. Backhand by Arat. Backhand 2-all. Scoop by Douglas. Douglas powerfully from the forehand. Arat with the scoop at the 11 line. Douglas at the 8. Backhand. To the corner. Low bullet will score for the win. Point and game, post 8, Douglas. 8 wins it 5 places, 3, 4, 7, and 1. Will play off for 3rd place. 3 first serves to 4. Backhand to the inside. Ichibide's there. Kosheri takes this in the air. That's interesting. Ichibide makes the catch. Hard throw. Scoop by Kosheri. Ichibide. Oh, hooked it. Wow, a lot going on. 0.4. 7 serves to 1. Here's the backhand by Arat. Rebote 2-all by Rutia. Lands in and scores. 0.7. 4 serves 7. This is show point. It's amazing. My phone is ringing every 5 minutes with spam, and I've blocked every one of them. It's never been like this before. You're going to sell your parents' house. Costello is out. 7 shows. Unofficial order finish, 8-5-7. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results from our 8th game are now official. In first, post 8, Douglas. Taking second, post 5, Alex. Coming in third, post 7, Arutia. Ooh, 8-5-7. That's a tough number as far as trifectas are concerned. Our late pick 3, 188, 2 of 3 numbers returning $16.60. $2 wager on 8 to win, $11.20. Quinella, 5-8, $64.40. That's first and second in any order. Trifecta 8-5-7, $463.20. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will do it for this Tuesday afternoon performance of Live Highlight in the Magic City on the Highlight channel. We are glad that you chose to join us today and invite you to join us just less than 1 hour from now for Battle Court, when the Devils will take on the Fireballs. Then don't forget, tomorrow, Wednesday, afternoon highlight, 1:30 p.m. again, where if you so choose, we can chat enjoyably on YouTube. On behalf of the players, staff, and management, of Magic City Highlight, Battle Court Highlight, and the World Highlight League. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you for Battle Court at 5 p.m. and again at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone.